Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with another banger, another information for you guys. Like we always say, we can only do this together as a community, together as a unit. It's that time where you know what you need to do. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we drop another episode from your president, your mentor, and your coach. Listen, we're going to talk about the developing stories. I know a lot of people have been asking me, President, what's going on? We are seeing people having their bank accounts frozen, SARS is coming, and we want to know what's going on. Listen, as I've said before, ignorance is not going to get you anywhere. This is something that I've been saying, and for those of you that haven't watched my video about how SARS is coming after crypto traders, as well as Forex traders, you can always check it out on the description. And for those of you that do not know, how much do I need to make in order for me to pay tax in South Africa? There's also a video about that, where you need to reach a certain threshold on per annum. For you, the amount is around 97,000 rands per annum, right? So if you are now trading and you're not making that, and remember again, that is only on your profits. If your profits are around 97,000 per annum, then you can worry about that. But if you're not making that much, please don't stress yourself. We are not giving you guys this information to panic, but we are simply bringing awareness out there because a lot of people are ignorant, and it's sad to see a lot of people, being caught at this time. So what we need to do is stay together and ensure that we help as many people as we can. Now, on the 3rd of April, the South African Revenue Service has signed a collaboration agreement with the Department of Home Affairs, the Border Management Authorities, as well as the Government Printing Works. Why do they have this collaboration in place? So, obviously, they aim to make sure that they modernize the digital tax administration, and obviously that can have so much impact on Forex traders. Is that collaboration merely for Forex traders and crypto traders or investors? No, that is merely for everyone, right? They just want to ensure that the people that are being scammed coming from other countries, they know that they're working with the Department of Home Affairs, border management authorities, and for those of you that are being involved in is it called counterfeit notes and what? I can't remember what it's called. But look, this collaboration is there to ensure that everybody is compliant and to ensure that they have enough resources to crack down on people that are not abiding by the law, right? Now, a lot of you have been saying, President, I think I can have a way to avoid being taxed, right? Or SARS to see what I'm doing, because I'm going to keep my money in my broker, right? And I'm not going to release it to my bank account. So that way they cannot see. You are actually lying to yourself. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, attacking me is not going to help. We need to stand in together and share as much information as possible. Ignorance is not going to get you anywhere at this point, right? So if you are having your money in your local broker, so for example, let's say you are using a local broker and you have your money there, right? And you're thinking SARS will not say it. Listen, there are what we call information sharing agreement, right? So SARS, under that agreement and under the Section 46 Act, they can actually issue a formal request, right? Section 46 of Tax Administration Act will allow them to ensure that if you are using a South African broker, they can get all those records to see your trading activities, how much you've been making, how much you've been losing, and all that. That's why I always say, keep your records at all times. And one can say, but MJ, look, I'm not using a South African broker, therefore I'm using an offshore account. They cannot see what I'm doing, or they cannot get in touch with my international broker. Again, you'll be lying to yourself, you'll be deceiving yourself. There are also international agreements in place, like the exchange of information provision, where they can simply get on all the information from the international broker to see all the records, what you've been doing, how much you've been making, all the activities they can, right?
When I started trading, there were not so many options out there when it comes to brokers. Well, as a full-time trader, speaker, as well as a streamer on YouTube, I come across different traders all over the world. And the ultimate question they always ask me is, MJ, which broker do you use and why? My answer is always simple to them. I use Okta because of the Okta's ecosystem gives and offers everything a trader needs. Not only do they provide fast withdrawals to seamless integrations. You have a community that is always out there for you. As a trader, remember, you don't need disruptions. All you need to focus on is on your trading journey. Also, there's a hype in crypto right now. There's a volatile market that is coming in the crypto community and in the crypto space, and people want to take advantage of the volatile market that we see currently. Look, you don't have to look no further. Okta is here to provide that for you. There are a lot of crypto assets and cryptocurrencies that you can trade. Just have a look at the list that Okta offers here. So many that you can look at and you can take advantage of. Not so many brokers offer so many cryptocurrencies that you can trade. Not only did Okta provide fair trading conditions for me, but they've also helped me grow as a trader, and I know they can do that for you too. Why don't you sign up today? Use the link down below, sign up and fund your account, and if you need 100% bonus, use this promo code trade with MJ and you will receive your 100% bonus on your deposit. See you on the other side. Cheers.
So don't think that they are not seeing what you want them not to see. They can see everything, and like I said, they are using artificial intelligence. And if you have seen how AI has taken place, you realize that I'm not saying you should panic, but I'm saying be aware that they are aware of you. They are aware of what you are doing. And I also spoke last time in my previous video about the voluntary disclosure program by SARS, where you go and regularize and disclose your tax affairs. You just tell them, listen, this is what I have, these are my losses, these are my profits, and these are my expenses. That way you can be assisted, right? They can actually see how much is it that you need to pay, or you shouldn't pay at all because maybe you have not reached the threshold they are looking at. And again, depending on how bad the situation is, right? So you cannot really run away. One can say, what about the South African Reserve Bank? Can they freeze my bank account? Listen, the Reserve Bank does not routinely freeze bank accounts, right? But they can always work with regulatory bodies like the FSCA to ensure that they take action. Again, depending on how serious the situation is. There are also exchange control regulations. Guys, we just need to adhere to those regulations to ensure that we are on the right side of the law, right? As I've mentioned, that this collaboration that SARS is doing with the Department of Home Affairs, the border management authorities, as well as the government printing works, they know what they are doing. They are trying by all means to ensure that everyone is compliant, because remember, the budget speech gives you an idea of tax or revenue generation rather, right? So the government needs money, and I don't want to get into politics. Why do they need money? They want to misuse it or whatnot. I don't want to get into that. But the budget speech, if you listen carefully and you realize what the Minister of Finance is trying to achieve, is to get as much information, as much money as possible, right? And one of the ways, I think, in my opinion, I think they're going to try by all means to put resources. They're going to allocate enough resources for SARS to ensure that they can generate as much as they can, right? If you look at the previous year, what SARS has done was remarkable. I mean, that's something we've never heard of before. I mean, these guys have been there all the time, but we've never had them getting so much money in a short space of time. Then it shows that they need money and they're going to do what it takes to get that money. So you can say, why don't they go after taxi owners and whatnot? That's not something that I want to discuss. Yes, is it fair? Maybe, but not be fair. But right now we are discussing what we need to do and how we can stay compliant, right? So if you understand that the government needs money and they're looking at SARS, they're going to be looking at everybody. Maybe now we can say, yeah, they're scared of taxi guys and whatnot. We don't know what's going to happen. What is the next step? We don't know, right? But we are traders. We're going to focus on what they need from us and how we can comply. We're not going to focus too much on many things. We're going to focus on what needs to be happening in our industry, because we are industry players, right? I know you can be confused at a time like this, because you are thinking, should I give up in trading? Should I stop maybe giving signals and whatnot? Let me give you something. Let me give you an example. If, let's say, now you're providing signals, right, and you're not even licensed, There's a serious collaboration going on around different departments, right? So what they're going to do is the FSC is going to come after you. You're giving signals and you're not licensed to give signals. What they're also going to do is that, look, we've been looking at this person and right now we want you, SARS. So they're going to go to SARS and say, we want to nail this person, right? Now, we want to nail him, but not only to nail him, but to ensure that you, SARS, you get something out of him, right? So they're going to work together to say, you've been providing signals, you've been selling robots, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, and they're going to squeeze you as much as they can. So coming after me and say, why is MJ all of a sudden talking about this? It's just to bring awareness to you guys. I'm affected as much as you guys are affected, but I'm not going to be ignorant in my business to say, look, they are crazy. I'm going to make sure that I comply, and I'm going to make sure that I'm ready at all times, given what they bring to me or bring at me, right? So you just need to be careful of that. We normally talk about the importance of administration when it comes to our industry. So ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure that we comply. This collaboration agreement they've recently signed is another sign that they're coming in hard, and we just need to be prepared at all times, right? So let's comply, keep our records, our expenses, our profits, as well as our losses. Let's keep them intact, ensure that they are always there, that we can disclose to them and show them what we have at hand and how they can help us from there. So you can be talking about psychology, you can talk about discipline, consistency. I was actually having a conversation with a certain gentleman. I was saying it's one thing to be consistent in doing bad things or doing wrong things. Criminals as well are consistent in doing bad things. So consistency in trading is nothing if you're doing the wrong thing. Let's be consistent in doing the right thing. Let's make it a habit, a culture of trying to do the right thing, right? Trying to get as much information as possible to ensure that we are on the right side of the law. Yes, again, is it fair? I don't think so. But we have to do what we have to do to stay afloat in our businesses, in our investments. So yeah, if you have another topic that you want me to catch, my team and I have been working hard on the ground to ensure that we get as much information as we can, so that we can give you that information and upload videos like this, so that you guys can always consume the information and ensure that you're always on the right side of the law, right? So assist us also by commenting, right? Comment another topic you want us to cover. This channel is not for MJ. This channel is for the trading community to share information and ensure that when the popo hits the fan, we know what to do at that particular time. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this. This is a channel of excellence, and this is a channel of information, and together we can grow it. Right, so do me a favor, if you want an Okta account, you want to join our team, listen, we don't charge anything. You can always do so by clicking on the description. There is my Okta link there. Sign up, right? Once you have signed up, you can fund your account. Minimum deposit is only $25. Let me know that you have signed up so that we can add you on our private group. Ladies and gentlemen, from your president, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe again and tell your neighbors that the president is about to release another episode in the following week. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are notified when we release another episode. From your president, we're out. Cheers.